One of the biggest lie I've been telling myself for an entire, like, let's say, 2 decades on this earth is the lie that I still have time. Most of us still have that belief in us that there is still a lot of time for me to do something, hence bringing about something called procrastination. And little then is that when you're still procrastinating, years go, days turn to weeks, weeks turn to months, and months now convert to years. Whatever you want to do in 2024 has lapsed into 2025, and right now 2025 is about to end. So whatever you are to do, you still have not done it. And when I sit down, I remember so many things that I was to do in my teenage phase of life that I've not been able to do until now. I'm nearly my mid-20s, and when I sit down, I look back and see some of the things I should have done when I was still young that I didn't do, that until now, I feel like if I had done them back then, my life will not be the same as it has been, but it would have been on another level. Now, today on this video, I want to share with you the 9 lessons that I have picked from wasting of my teenage phase of life through procrastination, and how I have been able to change that to help me transform my life before attaining my mid 20s. Before I get into this video, I want to appreciate each and every person who has taken time to subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you have not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, kindly just spare a minute of your time and hit that subscribe button. Also, for those looking to shop, Twiva has got one of the most amazing platforms for you to do your shopping. Using the link on the description box below, just visit the Twiva platform and do the shopping of everything that you need, from home appliances to electronic gadgets to bags and clothes. My name is Movali Derek, and without much ado, let's dive right into it. Lesson number 1: using money as a yardstick rather than as a tool of growth. You see, when I was 19 years old, I started working for people as a social media manager. I was earning something close to 10,000 Kenyan shillings to 20,000 Kenyan shillings. At some point, I did a contract that was worth 30,000 Kenyan shillings, of which from that contract, I can say I did something tangible. I bought myself a better phone from that money. Now, whatever I'm not able to account for is how I spent the money I used to earn from the age of 19 to somewhere around the age of 21 from the work that I was doing as a social media manager. Now, money is usually a very important tool in life. It can help you transform your life from one level to another. But if you don't learn the basic skills of budgeting and investing at a young age, you will not be able to amount or to account for the amount of money that you've been able to hold at a young age. For instance, back then, I had a friend who told me, Derek, let's invest this money in this and this and this. But I did not fathom whatever he was trying to tell me at that time until I realized it's too late. He has already grown financially more than I. It's when I'm realizing that, oh, the moment I was able to earn small amount of money, I had no much of liabilities in my life, because my parents were still paying my school fees and part of my rent. This money could have been used in transforming my life from one level to another. That is in the financial capacity of my life, because whatever money does is money can grow itself. If you don't put your money in circulation, your money will never grow itself. The second lesson I learned was caring what other people thought about me more than what I thought about myself. This is something that gets to each and every person at some point in life, whereby whatever opinions people have about you will really bother you rather than the opinions you have about yourself. As sometimes people view life in different prisms, okay? Whatever someone views your life of is not what it should be. Sometimes I think it's best to just follow your guts and your instincts. That is something that I learned very late, okay? When I was a teenager, I had so many ideas in mind, but whatever held me back into accumulating or into implementing whatever I had in mind was I constantly waiting for the approval of people and always keeping in mind whatever people had to say about me. I came to learn somewhere after reading, I read somewhere in a book that sometimes in life it's all about you. It's a you versus you race in life. So cut off the views of other people in life. Yes, at some point these views really matter. It's good to take them into account, but not everything that people tell you about your life you should put into practice. The third lesson that I've picked is taking the default path that was handed to me always. For instance, everyone has been believing that you need to have a 9 to 5 job for you to change your life financially. And that is the default path that has been passed from our grandfathers to our fathers to us, that you need a 9 to 5 to make an income. Other default path is that you need someone in life, you need a partner at this age, you need this and that. And to me, I remember when I was starting my YouTube journey, my friends used to dictate which type of content I am to do, when I am to do this content, and when I'm supposed to upload this content. When I sit down and look back, I realize that if I were to do whatever I was to do with my content journey back then, my YouTube channel and even I as a person will have been at a different level than the level that I was with my friends. Because most of the time I used to follow this idea that whatever people tell me, whatever people want me to do is what I should do. And sometimes you realize that whatever ideas you have in head, whatever path you have in head, whatever system you have built in life that you think it is the right system to transform your life, is better to be put in practice. Better try and fail rather than not trying and not knowing whether it will have worked or not. So picking the default path that people gave to me, that Derek, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this is how you should do it, this is how you should do it, this is how you should do it, really ruined my life at my teenage phase in growth. The fourth thing that I really learned, or that helped me, or did not even help me, made me waste my teenage phase of life, was focusing on perfection over getting started. When starting my YouTube channel, I had no camera and still have no camera until now. I'm still on the path to get myself my own camera. I had no editing laptop. My father bought me a school laptop, which is totally different from an editing laptop, considering the specs and the specifications of the laptop. And most of the time, I could sit down and start focusing on, oh, I need a good camera to shoot this video, or I need a better laptop for me to start producing videos. And I've come to learn in life that it is just better to start with where you are. Start with where you are. When you grow, the more the things come to you. I was watching a sermon by one Apostle Joshua Selman of how life itself attracts things to you. So if you're not going to get started, you're still sitting in that cocoon that until I get whatever I need to get started, that thing will never locate you, because if you don't show the world what you can do, how will things come to you? Nature is designed to bless you when you are in motion. I was listening to a podcast today morning and someone was saying that even Jesus Christ himself did not select people who have just sat and folded their arms. He selected fishermen, people who are in motion fishing. He selected a tax collector, someone who had knowledge about money. So I always focusing on perfection rather than getting started is one of the areas in life that made me waste my teenage phase of life, when my mind was very creative and it's still very creative. But if I'm to compare the creativity back then and now, man, I could have done a lot at that teenage phase of life. And these are some of the things that I wish people at their 15 to 18 or 19 years of age should learn as early as now. The sixth lesson that really wasted my teenage phase of life was trying to fit in groups. Personally, when I was growing up, I've been a lone wolf, okay? I have never had that thing people call best friends forever. And to me, it was that way since primary to high school. But when I got somewhere in campus, I really tried to fit in a group. And you find each group is defined by a certain characteristics of that group. So you could find my friends could be going for FIFA, they could be going out to look for girls and hang out with girls. And for me to try and fit in this group, that time that I could be in a house creating my next episode, or that time that I could be in my house reading a book on something, I could spend this time on FIFA or with this group of friends trying to look for girls everywhere. And I later realized that sometimes it's good to just walk your lone path, okay? Just be you. If someone is not able to subscribe to the ideas that you have in your head, it's just better for you to remain alone. So me trying to fit in this group really wasted my teenage phase of life, because, and it also wasted the money that I was making, which was on point one, whereby I was using money as a yardstick rather than a tool of growth, because we could make money, and where this money could end was taking girls on dates and playing FIFA. So sometimes trying to fit in a group could waste your life a very big time. By the time you're realizing it, you are in your 30s. But I thank God I realized this when I was still before attaining my mid 20s. So at your young age of teen, or at your teenage phase of life, it's better for you to understand that even at any age of life, if you're really trying, you find it's really strenuous for you to fit in a certain group, then just know that group is not for you. If you are in a group of 5 people and you're the only person who is thinking outside the box, my friend, just walk outside of that group and walk your lone path. The seventh thing is a lesson that I've learned that wasted my teenage phase, was ignoring something that could have changed my life. I once told you of a story of a friend who I had, a friend who used to, each and every time, he used to find something wrong in anything that you are trying to do. He had this syndrome I call the perfectionism syndrome. Like, he used to think he's the perfect one. So at some point, we had this opportunity that if we could have accumulated it like 2 years ago, right now, we could not be living, I could not be living the life that I am living, or maybe I could have had some of the things that I needed so badly in my life. But now we ignored it because the views that he used to give us were all negative views. And for us just to fit in that group, which I've also given you previously, we used to go with that. I used to go with whatever he used to say, that, hey, don't try that. That thing will just waste your time. It will waste your money. But something funny is that one of my friends who decided to take that path back then is really doing well in that field and is really changed his life drastically. And that is why I sit down and I was like, man, why was I ignoring this? Okay, to some point it's a regret, but it's also a lesson. And having learned this lesson the hard way, I now know which default path to take. The eighth lesson that I picked in my early teenage life is that I was so engulfed in thinking about others over myself. Have you ever tried to please people a lot? Okay, I told you this story. I had a YouTube channel with my friends, and whatever we used to do in this YouTube channel, actually, the reason why this YouTube channel dismantled is because I reached a point I was so aggressive in production. Because you see, the more you do something, the more you perfect it, the more you grow, and all that. So to these people, it was like, you have taken these entities like you and you alone. But for me, I'd understood that the algorithm of YouTube, for it to run, it needs content every day. So when these people started complaining that I'm doing so much videos in the channel and all that and all that and blah blah and all that story, I was like, fine, let's go with what you people want. So I put the thoughts of others before myself. By the time I decided to walk my own path of content creation, it was sort of a bit late, but not so late. So what I'm trying to say is this: at some point in life, put yourself forward. Stop thinking about others. The moment you start thinking about yourself over others, those who think in line with you will come in. And then that's when you start finding people whom you relate in mindsets. Because at some point I realized that my mindset is at 5, but my friend's mindset is at 3. So you see, there is a gap that I'm really trying to figure out or to pull close to due to exposure and all that. So sometimes just kill this thing of trying to think about others and think about yourself first. The ninth lesson that wasted my teenage phase of life is believing I still had time. I could look down and say, hey man, I'm still 16. I have a long way to go. But some of my friends have done great things at 16. And let me tell you something. Someone should never tell you that you still have time. I started treating life with this angle that, what if today is my last day in this earth? What if I'm to die today? Will I be proud of the things that I've achieved in life? And this is a question that keeps me going each and every day. Anytime I'm going to sleep, I ask myself, what if today was my last day on this earth? Have I achieved what I should have achieved in life? So don't believe that you still have time, because you never know tomorrow. Tomorrow is unpromised. Yesterday is untold. Tomorrow is untold. Yesterday is gone. Today is a living. So as you live today, do that thing that you feel you should do today. Don't say I'll do it tomorrow, because God said we can only live 70 years in life, and then any year about 70, that is a bonus. So before you get the bonus, you need to make a very good use of your 70 years of lifetime. And 70 years counting begins from birth. So if each and every time you'll be saying, I still have time, I still have time, I still have time, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. What if you don't wake up tomorrow? So each and every day, kill the procrastination, kill anything that is trying to hold you back, and fit in. Okay? There is this wrestler called Jacob Fatu says, you either fit in or ship out. So sometimes just stop believing you still have time and fit in that thing. Do it, and do it right now. Those are 9 things that, to me, if I had done them back then, I could have changed my life. But it's good that I discovered them way early enough, so I'm able to address them, that I will not like my younger brother or younger sister or anybody in life to go through the same. You might be even in your 30s or even in your 40s and you're having such things that are going on in your life. Just sit down and audit yourself. In Kiswahili we say jiteka mkutano, a meeting between you, and audit some of the things in life. Don't waste that your 20s, don't waste your 30s, don't waste your 40s. Someone like how is he called? There is this richest man in the world, one of the richest man, Jeff Bezos, discovered he became a billionaire in his 40s. So there is no time limit for anything. Just don't believe in the idea that you still have time. do it right now. And at that point, I also shared a video from some of the 9 life lessons that I learned early. I'll attach the link on this video so that you can also learn some of the life lessons that I learned before I turned 20, before I turned my mid-20s. And we can also share what are some of the things that you feel like wasted a certain age bracket of your life with us in the comment section, so that someone can also learn from the lessons that you picked in life. If you have watched this video till this far, kindly don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave us a comment in the comment section, and also give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend it to more views. Have yourselves a lovely day.